Good afternoon. My name is Larissa McCarthy and I am attending Cláiste Ida Agus Joseph in Abbeyfield, County Limerick. Today I'm going to talk to you about gender equality and how it should be part of all the Sustainable Development Goals. You're probably wondering, what is gender equality? Well, gender equality is achieved when both men and women enjoy the same rights and opportunities across all sectors of society, including economic participation, decision-making, and when the different behaviours, aspirations and needs of men and women are equally valued and favoured. But can we measure it? Gender equality is measured by looking at the representation of men and women in a range of roles. The Central Statistics Office regularly publishes data which enable us to map progress achieved towards the factor gender equality in Ireland. These statistics address different fields such as education, the labour market, earnings and health, and these show the differences in situations of men and women. During my research, I discovered that only 22.2% of TDs in the Dáil are women, while 77.8% are men. Now, I must ask all the men in this room a question. How many of you have been told to stop acting like a baby because you were showing your emotions? Well, here's the reason why. Men are told to act tough when they are hurt and told not to show it as it is seen that they are weak, while women are taught that it's okay to cry. And sometimes, because of this, men find it hard to express their feelings. This can lead to anxiety, stress, or depression. It is discovered that men in Ireland are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women are. As Emma Watson said, both men and women should feel free to be sensitive. Both men and women should feel free to be strong. Also, in some cases, both women and men are being abused by their partners at home and find it hard to tell anyone in case they get judged by society. They are worried if they speak out that their partner might find out and abuse them more. It was believed for years that men were always abusing women. However, it is now proven recently that women are also the abusers in the relationship. This proves that both men and women's health and well-being are in danger. This shows us that both men and women can suffer inequalities within their relationships. I can bet that every family in this room has suffered gender inequalities at some stage of your life. Even our grandparents or great-grandparents have been affected as well. Long ago, it was men who carried on to second-level education, while women were told to leave school after primary school to help out at home with the cooking and cleaning, just like my own grandmother did. This showed a huge inequality in education for women. In today's society, in developed countries, both men and women can carry on to further education, which shows that equality is slowly getting better, but we take it for granted. In some underdeveloped countries, girls are still told to stay at home and mind the children. Young girls are also forced to get married and have children at a very young age, which deprives them of a proper education. These countries still have huge inequalities between boys and girls for a good quality education. Malala Yousafzai is a great example of a person who fought for women's education. Without her and many others who fought for it, many women would not be in the position they are today in the workplace. Nowadays, women are well educated and are more than capable of fulfilling roles within the employment sector. Men are predominantly being promoted into higher management positions and receive higher wages than women do. Even though women may be more qualified, they don't get the recognition they are entitled to. This shows a major inequality in the employment sector. Even in our own national broadcasting station, there are inequalities, where women broadcasters are paid less than our male counterparts. Certain aspects in the employment industry have stereotypes, where men are seen to do the heavy lifting work, like building and engineering, and women are seen to be nurses or carers. But in developed countries, these stereotypes are slowly being changed. For example, men are becoming nurses, and women are becoming contractors. In some underdeveloped countries, these stereotypes still exist. It is not only in the employment sector that there are inequalities. I, myself, have suffered inequalities in sports. I play camogie, but when I was younger, I used to play hurling with the boys. Girls like me were only able to play with the boys up to under 12s, as it was seen that we were not strong enough to play with the boys after that. In hurling, boys get to wear shorts, but for girls we have to wear skirts, which is seen that women should dress girly for all occasions. This is still seen today in sports such as tennis. In camogie, we cannot have any physical contact with our opponents, which makes us out as weak, while hurling can be quite a physical game, which shows that the boys are strong. I have been involved with the Limerick Camogie team for a number of years, and every year when I was part of the team, we had to raise money ourselves for buses, gear, food, pay for training venues, etc. But for most boys' teams, they get all that for free. Even some teams get meals after training sessions and matches for free. This shows that there is no equality in GAA for girls. All these inequalities that I have experienced in camogie aren't just in camogie. It is in every other women's sport, such as tennis, soccer, rugby, and many others. The Irish international women's soccer team went on strike around this time last year, as they felt like they were treated like second-class citizens by the FAI because they had to share their gear, change in public toilets, lack a gym membership, and other matters. This really showed everyone how badly women were treated in sports. Organisations such as Lidl and Always are creating advertisements to encourage girls to stay playing sports. But why should we when we're treated like this? I think that men and women should be both treated equally in sports. Sadly, some girls in third world countries don't even know the meaning of the phrase a team sport. Overall, I think that gender equality should be part of the Sustainable Development Goals everywhere in the world. Yes, developed countries are getting better, but in underdeveloped countries there is still a lot of work to be done. We in the developed countries should set a standard for both men and women to be treated equally and show other countries that it can be done as well. Each one of us can make a difference. Together we can make change. Thank you.